it made me feel so uncomfortable. It really made me feel like shit. And I'm sorry, but this is the first time ever that I've worn this MAGA hat, and I have felt that.
I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off with this post, but hey, here goes. Facts over feelings. I've been a conservative since the first Bush era, and 90% of these black MAGAs on social media have never been, not now, and never will be conservatives. Black conservatism is just another hustle to gain money on social media through the means of donations and selling merchandise.
I voted for my own job loss.
Papa, what happened?
Like a damn fool.
You don't say.
It's a shame to admit.
I like this song. Speak on it.
I won't do that again.
No, you won't.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are watching me from. Welcome back to my YouTube space. I love you so much and thank you so much for being here. Unity is all we call as black people. And even in America, black Americans are calling for unity. The black Jamaicans are calling for unity. Each and every black human being, the face of the earth, we are all yearning for unity, because with unity we can conquer everything. Things that are going around black people, things that are affecting black people, all of this we can end it if we are united. Now, in today's video, I'm going to talk about black MAGA supporters. There is a video I did, there's an episode I did where black MAGA supporters, they were saying that they don't regret voting for Donald Trump because they are happy with what Trump is trying to do. Now, the video I'm going to do today is about black Trump supporters regretting their votes. They voted for Donald Trump even after other black people warning them. They went ahead and voted for him, okay? And now they are regretting their votes. A number of high percentage of black people voted for Kamala Harris, and they warned each and every black person not to vote for Donald Trump, okay? But some black people voted for him. I don't know what made them to vote for him, but let's watch these clips of black MAGA supporters. They're crying. Some of them have lost their jobs. Some of them, their children, their family are being deported. You know, it's tough on them because Donald Trump policies are here to dehumanize black people. Donald Trump policies, they are here. They are not good for the black people. So those black MAGA supporters who they are saying they don't regret or they are okay with it, I don't know which America you are living in, but let's watch these clips and then we'll come back here and talk about it.
I voted for my own job loss.
Papa, what happened?
Like a damn fool.
You don't say.
It's a shame to admit.
I like this song. Speak on it.
I won't do that again.
No, you won't.
I'm here today at the Hilton, Cincinnati, Netherlands Plaza, and today is March 31st, 2025. As I'm sitting here and I'm crying because when I checked in this morning, I was visiting Cincinnati on a business trip, and I was going through, I had a distressful night the night previously, and I wanted to go ahead and check into the hotel because I was tired. I'd missed my flight going back to San Antonio, and I had stayed at the same hotel with a friend of mine who had booked it under her name, and the staff was great. One particular lady I'd like to give a shout out to is the front desk receptionist, Cassie. And the one that I'm going to really give the true shout out is the one that I'm going to tell the story right now about how she was so caring about the situation that happened to me with two of her staff members. So this morning, I was so distressed. I was going through a crisis and I needed some time to sleep because I had missed my flight because of what was going on, and I had not had enough rest. So I went back to the hotel and I wanted to make my own reservation so that I could have a few hours of sleep. So when I went there, it was around maybe 7 a.m.-ish in the morning. Those two black staff members. It was a male and a female, really heavy set female with really thick lashes and like platinum blonde hair. I wore my MAGA hat, and the way those two people looked at me like they did not want to serve me, or like I had shit on my face. They looked at me, they were very unwelcoming, very uninviting. And I walked in there because I was distressful, I was tired, and I was even crying because of the situation that I was in. When I went there, the look that these two people gave me, it made me feel so uncomfortable. It really made me feel like shit. And I'm sorry, but this is the first time ever that I've worn this MAGA hat, and I have felt that I was demonized. They didn't even want to help me until this one female, her name is Tina, she was at the front desk. She asked me what was going on. So I told her that I was in a distressful situation and that I just needed a few hours of sleep before I catch my flight back to San Antonio. I was tired and I was very emotional. And she was willing to help me. But in the midst of everything, the computer systems were down. She was trying to ask the other two to help me, but they just seemed so disinterested. They did not want to help me because they were seeing my hat and they just felt like, nah, I don't want to. It's like the look of, what's this black woman with a MAGA hat? I ain't gonna serve her. That's the attitude that I got from those two people. Anyway, fast forward. The woman, after those two colleagues, I think they were ending that shift anyway. They were leaving and they left. She told me that she was not happy with the way those two people treated me, her staff, and that she was going to go and talk to her supervisors. And in all honesty, her name is Tina. Tina was so upset. She said that I don't care what people's affiliations are, what they believe in, but that's not right. And she did not like the way they treated me. So she booked me to the room, she got me situated. She even said that I could have a little bit of a later discharge. Instead of me leaving at like noon, I could even leave as late as 3 p.m. today. So the reason why I'm crying right now is that she called me and she said that I just want to let you know. She's like, hey, this is Tina. I just want to let you know that I was really, really not happy with how you were treated this morning. I know that you're tired. You were so emotional. And I spoke to my supervisor. And she said that the supervisor was not happy. She was really, really not happy. And I could tell she felt embarrassed for her two co-workers, how they treated me this morning. And then she called to tell me that the room is going to be comped, that I don't have to pay for the room, and that she wanted me to have enough sleep and get the rest. And then, you know what she said to me? She said, I just want you to make sure that you come down and give me a hug. That's why I'm so emotional. It's like she vouched for me. Because she didn't like the way I was treated, because I was villainized, I was demonized. I feel so bad. But I want to thank you, Tina. Thank you for this morning. Thank you. I want to give credit to Hilton Cincinnati and Netherlands Plaza. You have a wonderful staff member in the name of Tina. And I want to give this shout out to you, Tina. And I will go and give you a hug. And what I will do is I will pause this video and then I will give you the interaction, because I want you guys to see her. I want you to see the wonderful woman that helped me in my time of distress, and who vouched and had my back and didn't treat me like I was less than a human being.
I just need you guys' support in helping to free my son. My son is 23 years old, and he is currently facing 21 years of incarceration due to racial injustice.
Oh my God. That's terrible. Wait, this you?
MAGA family, AFF family, Trump supporters. Oh my God, I done found my tribe.
Well, I'm gonna hold your hand with a napkin in between when I say this. Go ask your tribe. Because us over here, the 92%, we attended the cookout with Kamala on November 5th. But you, with the other 8%, wanted to go to the picnic, and now you're upset because your son is the Nick they picked? I'm not understanding. The switch up is crazy. Now you're wearing blue, you're using blue hearts, you're talking about some free the masses, you're using the black power fist. Stink a butt. Call it a J-Lo concert ticket. No one's buying it. You are getting exactly what you voted for. You voted for the racist felon, and they say, you know what? Let's double it and give it back to her. So now you got 4 more years, and your son is facing 21. The 2-for-1 felon deal goes great. Girl, what did you think was going to happen? The leader of your tribe was going to give your son a pardon too? Didn't nobody tell you that was an all-white party? Unfortunately, there's been a tariff placed on thoughts and prayers, so I don't have those for you, but maybe it's time to put back on your cape. You know, this one? It's fun to stay at the J-A-I-L. Or whatever the song said, girl, I don't know.
So let me get this straight, MAGA women. You voted for who you thought was for you. And now those very same people are about to strip you of your right to vote.
So, since Trump took office, the U.S. economy has lost over $9 trillion in worth. $9 trillion. Now, I want to talk to you black MAGAs. I can understand the MAGA base continuing to support Trump, right? I mean, you got white supremacists, misogynists, you've got longtime conservatives, but you black MAGAs, after all this trauma, after all this chaos, and you still support him, something wrong with y'all. Man, something really, really wrong with you guys. And black universities will be defunded after he defunds the Department of Education. You guys, you black MAGAs are real, real dumb.
I know I'm going to piss a lot of people off with this post, but hey, here goes. Facts over feelings. I've been a conservative since the first Bush era, and 90% of these black MAGAs on social media have never been, not now, and never will be conservatives. Black conservatism is just another hustle to gain money on social media through the means of donations and selling merchandise. I won't even call most of black MAGA grifters, but I will call them what they really are, peddlers. Conservatism is the new counterculture, and they're just riding the wave. They are the DEI hires of MAGA. The more boxes that they can check of being in a marginalized status, the more that they can peddle their products and their plagiarized content. Both parties are guilty of tokenism. The left calls their black tokens activists, and the right calls theirs free thinkers. Oh, we can't forget the talking points of the right wing when they say that the Democrats were the party of slavery. Well, so were the Republicans if we're going to keep it a buck. Abraham Lincoln was a very racist man who sought to send black people to Africa because he felt that the white man was superior. He acted against the First Amendment that we on the right claim to firmly stand behind when he shut down newspapers and had publishers arrested. That sounds like cancel culture to me. And are we going to pretend that we did not have a segregated military from the Civil War well up into World War II where black GIs were treated horribly under the same red, white, and blue? And what the Republican Party did with the 13th Amendment was turn everyone into slaves. Right now, we the people of the United States are nothing more than free Roman tax slaves. And that's exactly what the Confederacy were fighting against. General Robert E. Lee hated the concept of chattel slavery, and he set his slaves free well before the war. As a black conservative, the best advice that I could give to black people is not to marry yourselves to either party. The Democratic Party offers you an apron and a tea tray versus the Republicans offer you a nice top hat and a pair of tap dancing shoes. And when you look at the black people that both parties put up to represent your voice, neither Republicans or Democrats are ready to have an intelligent conversation with us. Now tell me, where's the lie?
Hey, good afternoon, guys. I was out in my yard doing a little landscaping this morning, and I had my phone out, and this article came across my feed where Mrs. Crockett, representative from Texas, had made a comment about migrants were only good for farming or something along that era. Man, I've been telling you guys this for the longest, man, that the Democrat Party is not, Jasmine Crockett is not for black people. She's not for migrants. She is for the Democrat Party and Jasmine Crockett. Okay, guys, I've been telling you this. All she's been doing is, and the Democrat Party has been trying to appease people. She's been trying to appease people. Basically, what I mean by that, okay, she's been coming with this Project 2025. She's saying this before Trump came into office, that he's going to implement this Project 2025, that basically he's going to put black people back in slavery. And believe it or not, half of the black population believe that. I've actually had people tell me, man, Donald Trump's going to put us back in slavery. You know, like the Constitution, you know, no one's going to do nothing about that. He's going to put us back in slavery. So what she's doing, she's whipping all you people up into a frenzy. And at the same time, she's telling the migrants, hey, man, you know, we're looking out for you guys. You know, the Republicans don't want you guys over here. But she's saying at the same time, hey, guys, we're black. I'm looking out for you guys. We're oppressed. They had us picking cotton. We were the ones that built this country. So now we ain't going back to picking cotton. We'll just let these migrants come up over here and do the work that we won't have to do. So I'm going to fight for y'all Section 8. That y'all reparations, y'all going to get it back in welfare. I'm going to make sure y'all get Section 8. I'm going to make sure that y'all get all the WIC y'all need. I'm going to make sure y'all can buy Zooms and whams and skins and Jolly Ranchers with your food stamps. That is her idea of reparations for the black people. And it's a win-win for the Democrats because now you've got these immigrants, these migrants voting for the Democrat Party because they actually gave them residency in the United States. So to wrap it all up in a nutshell, she's saying that the race that was oppressed are now the oppressors. We are in control now. We have some legal standing. We have some people in Congress fighting for us now. So now we're going to let the migrant slave. And that's democracy.
Welcome back. Now, black Americans at large, the higher percentage of black Americans, they voted for Kamala Harris. They never voted for Donald Trump. Even right now, when there is a protest in America, black Americans are saying, what? We are not going to protest. Even when the policies are against them, black Americans are just quiet because they knew what will happen if Trump became the president, and they had planned themselves. They tried to bring segregation. Black people are okay with it. They dismantled BLM. Black people are okay with it. They went ahead and remove, trying to erase the history of black people. But black people are okay with it because they already know what's happening, and they are just waiting maybe for 4 years, and then they'll go back to the ballot. Now, black Trump supporters are having it hard because some of them, they have lost their jobs. And Trump, when he was campaigning, he was right with it. He said he will bring back American jobs to America. And when Trump meant or said America, personally, I know he meant white Americans and not black Americans or Latino Americans or any other marginalized group. So I have seen videos, and you have seen all videos, black Trump supporters complaining. And there's some policies, they are really, really affecting people of color or black people. And those who voted for Trump, they are complaining and they are having it hard. Now, why some black people ain't complaining and some black people are complaining? Those black people who are not complaining, who never voted for Trump, is because they have already accepted the fate, because they knew what Trump means when he got to power. And those Trump supporters who are complaining, they expected more. There's some things they expected from Donald Trump, but yet it's not to be done. Instead, Trump is doing some things that is disappointing them. And one of these things is Agenda 47, Trump policy plan for his second term there's a plan called Agenda 47. It includes aggressive federal power expansions, mass deportation, and some controversial economic proposal. Now, some black supporters who are for Trump, they feel that this does not align with the expectation forum in him. They expected something more maybe or less, I don't know what they expected, because warnings has been there throughout the social media. Another thing that these Trump supporters are complaining about is about the economic concern. Inflation, about jobs, housing, and small business issues, they are worsening. They are not clearly addressed in Trump plans, even after them being loyal supporters. So they feel uneasy. When you talk about housing, jobs, most of them have lost their jobs. When Trump ended DEI, and federal jobs, a lot of people lost them. When deportation came, the policy dealing with immigration, a lot of them, they were deported, despite for you voting for Donald Trump. He never cared, or is not caring whether you voted for him or you never voted for him. Because if even the white MAGA themselves, they are having it rough, what about black people? And we all know that Trump with black people, they are not so much okay? So economic concerns is both in all black people who voted for Donald Trump and those who never voted for Trump. Now, when I talked about unity, we all want unity as black people, and we have been fighting for unity. And I'm hoping that black people have to speak one language. Black people have to speak one language. If we say left, it's left. Not that some 50% are going left or 40% are going right, 10% are going the center. If we are talking about the change, if we are talking about the change in inequalities, change in health, change in economic, we need to speak one language as black people at large. Now, the clip I've showed you of this lady wearing a MAGA cape, she was not attended. She was snubbed by some black attendants because she's wearing MAGA cape. And that shows you how black people are fed up with Trump administration. That show you how Trump, they don't have anything, or how black people, black Americans don't have anything to do with MAGA people or to do with Trump policies, because all of this is affecting black people. When you talk about erasing of African history, Donald Trump is trying to whitewash the history of America. As we all know, Trump trying to erase something, adding their own thing, because he wants to delete black people history in the face of the earth. He wants to whitewash American history. And we all know American history started with black people. Without black people, there is no America. Without black Americans, there is no America. And that's what we know. So we have a lot of concerns that black people saw on Trump. Even when he was campaigning, they heard what he was saying, and they knew very well that this is not for us. But some black people, they voted for him. Now, one thing I may say, maybe these black Trump supporters voted for him to punish other people. Now punishment is for both. Punishment is not for one, because Trump does not serve individual. He is serving all the Americans. So whenever something happened, it happened to white Americans, black Americans, Latino Americans, etc., etc. When you talk about DEI was helping black people, but the ending of DEI, terminating of DEI, has made some people to lose their job, social security. There is no inclusivity, no diversity. There is no anything good that will help the black people. Now we are going backward. We are going back to the base, starting again, fighting for the diversity, fighting for the inclusion, fighting for the equity. Because when there is no DEI, that means that in our job, employment will be biased. In education will be biased, and things will not be equal on, the ending or the things to do with racism. We have just rewind it. Now we are starting again to fight racism. Now segregation want to be back. So there is a number of things black people saw, and they knew Trump is not for us. But I'm not sure what these black Trump supporters saw. If you're a black Trump supporter, tell him in the comment section, why did you vote for Donald Trump? And is this affecting you? Is this what is doing affecting you? Are you far for? Because blacks have been fighting for so long. Fighting for equity, fighting for diversity, fighting for inclusivity, voting rights. And now voting rights are going to be denied. History is going to be erased. There is no diversity anymore. And now, black people are on their own. You have lost a job because of Trump. And you had a chance to protect your job. You had a very good chance protecting your job. You had a very good chance having inclusivity. You had a very, very good chance to have equality or equity. Right now, there is no life in schools that are in black neighborhood. There's no life there because life has been taken away by D.T. Donald J. Trump. Okay? So, black MAGA supporters, I've seen videos of some black people are telling them, oh, you just cry because you wanted it, okay? And that brings me to unity. We need to speak one language as black people. We need to be united as black people. We need to speak. That's what we need, because when we are dividing ourselves, we will never have that life we are looking for. When we divide ourselves as black people, we will never reach that Canaan. When we divide ourselves as black people, we will never amount to something, because we will be just crying every day, discrimination, racism and everything, without bringing it to an end. We need unity. We need to speak in one language so that we, even when the times for voting, we can vote block. We know where to go with our votes. So black MAGA supporters are not having it right. Tell me what you think on the comment section about this video. Did you support Donald Trump? Are you regretting it as a black person? Because I know most of black people, I've done a video where black people are regretting or are happy of what DTJ is trying to do. Okay? Tell me what you think on the comment section. Until next episode, peace out.